Tampa! Keep it going for Dustin Jamie! How we doing, Tampa? This is fun. Ybor City is one of my favorite places because I don't know exactly what the fuck is going on. Protected chickens. The city protects, that's what they say. Do not feed or bother the city protected chickens. Now, there's a lot of meth heads. Yeah, that is strange. So, I don't know why you would live here because every morning it's like, rah, 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 rah! I mean, I can't even believe it and they roost in the trees at night. That's what somebody told me when I was high. I found that out when I was high. I love that they're protected, but everywhere there's signs that say, do not feed the protected chickens. Don't interact with the city protected chickens. Meanwhile, there's like meth heads just strewn in the street. Alcoholics bathing in their own puke. So they're not protected by the city at all. I think the chickens kind of know it. They have an attitude, you know? They walk by, should have been a chicken. That's a sassy chicken, you know? I know we already mentioned it, but they really put the two right here. We got just a lot to talk about, but I don't have time to do it. You've got gauges that are so big, your lobes are just brushing against your shoulders right now, right? Gross. But it's great you wore your best Prince t-shirt, you know, dressed up. Especially, yeah. I wore a tie. It's a young boy's tie, that's all it is. It's got a zipper function. I bought it at a Mormon bookstore because they get them early there. So, you know, when you're wearing a tie, when you're dressed formally, and your lady is feeling frisky, right? Sometimes she'll grab you by the tie and pull you in for a good, long, hard French. But Kate, that's my wife, Kate didn't know this was a young boy's tie. So she was like, come here, big boy. So that night did not end in sexual intercourse. She just made me finish my applesauce and put me to bed. So, look at this. We got some kind of body language up front. This 2 year together. Yeah, I like it. She's got your hand on his leg. Yeah. That's okay. And I want you guys to know, my act has been proven to be an aphrodisiac. So it's true. Balcony, that's true, okay? So maybe after the show, if all goes well, you might go home and he might give you cunnilingus. Not cunnilingus, cunnilingus. That's where you give a girl cunnilingus, but you're so cunning about it that she doesn't even know it's happening. You walk into the bedroom, you're like, hey, what's going on? She's like, nothing, I'm just reading a book. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh my God. You're like, whoa, what's going on? What happened? What's that? Nothing. I don't know. Oh my God, I just shivered. My entire body just shivered. Like, what's going on? Is there a window open or something like that? No, there's no window. I don't know. She's like, oh my God, I just had an orgasm. I full-on climaxed. And he's like, I wonder why. But if he does that, okay, I want you to respond in kind, okay? Maybe you could give him one of these. Ah! Remember that? Yeah, you can do that. Or maybe you could give him one of these, huh? Or if he's really lucky, get used to this after I had a good show. Should give me one of these. That's just about the weirdest thing you'll see in a while, okay? It'll be fun. I live in New York City. It's a little bit different from Tampa. It's different forever. People sometimes ask me, they go, what's it like living in New York City? I was like, I can describe New York City in one observation, just one. New York City is the only place in the world where the crazy homeless people that you avoid eye contact with avoid eye contact with crazier homeless people. So you'll be walking, you're like, da-da-da-da-da, and then you see a guy who's crazy because he's going, fuck it, fuck the bitch, goddamn, fuck her, fuck that bitch, goddamn, fuck it. And you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God. But then that guy sees another guy that's like, and the first guy's like, fuck it, oh shit, fuck her, fuck that shit, call somebody, help that guy, fuck. Do you guys have nightmares? Yes, thank you for answering. The last audience, they didn't answer. They said nothing. I said, do you guys have nightmares? And they're like, We don't have them, we're just in yours now. God damn, you guys are so much better than yesterday's audiences. You were better than both of them. It's amazing. They were... And so each of the audiences was bad and then worse. And you can tell them I said that. I'm serious, if you see somebody like, what'd you do this weekend? And they're like, oh, I went to see TJ Miller. And you're like, oh yeah, what show? They're like, oh, on Friday. You're like, I heard you were fucking trash. All right? He told me to tell you that. Yeah, so thank you guys for being here. You're the audience that I've been looking for. This is, if you shoot a special, you just need that one audience. That's all you need. And it's right here. This is it. Don't be, it's so funny when you get in the face of somebody, like when the camera is right, because people don't know. Just ignore the camera. Because this guy, Brio was pointing the camera at him. This poor guy is like sitting watching and he saw the camera and he's like, you're doing great. Don't worry about it. You look great. You're going like this, and then you went like that. Are you showing your... You go ahead and flex. That's a bad idea. I shouldn't have asked him to do that. Yeah, you're looking good, man. Sure. You just flexed his calves right now. What guy has ever been like, what's up? And the girl's like, huh, what? And he's like, want a little bit of this? You ever have that nightmare where you feel like you're awake but you can't move? Yeah, what's that called? Sleep paralysis, yeah. What's going on with that? Why don't we work on that? Why don't we have a vaccine for that? I read somewhere that we are 99% of the way to curing polio. That's great, we can stop, put that on the shelf. I don't know anybody who has polio. I've never met anybody who has polio. I've never met anybody who's heard of anybody who has polio. But I have at least 3 friends, 4 now, that some mornings are just like, I can't move any of it! So let's work on that, you know? I was talking about sleep paralysis at a show, and this guy comes up to me, and he was like, hey, I have sleep paralysis too. And I was like, oh good, another friend. It's pretty scary, huh? And he goes, yeah. And what about when the shadow people come into the room? What? The shadow people? That's the scariest thing I've ever heard. The shadow. I was like, you need to go to the doctor. He was like, I know. I was like, no, right now. The shadow people. None of us know what the shadow people look like. Not one among us can be sure of how terrifying the shadow people are. The only thing we know for sure is that it's shadow people, not a shadow person. That means that more than one, the first shadow person comes in the room like, I don't know if that's what they do, that's what I imagine, just like, and you're like, and then a second shadow person is like, I'm coming in too, and then a little shadow child, because its parents are teaching it to terrify, and then an old shadow grandpappy who's like, I can still scare, This may sound harsh, but I would kill a young boy with polio if it meant that no one ever had to see the shadow people again. Yeah, it's for you. I would do it for you. And a lot of people in here, that's a little harsh, TJ. You wait. You wait until you're in your bed in the morning. Oh no. No, come on. Please. And then the door opens. And the first little shadow arm. You'll be like, kill him, TJ! Slit his little polio throat! Do you ever have a nightmare that is slightly better than your real life? Those are the worst, right? Because someone's in your house and they're trying to get you, but it's like a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath. They're trying to kill you, so you run outside to get in your Honda Accord, but it's actually a Ford Flex with all the upgrades, you know? You show up to work and you're naked, so you're very embarrassed, but it's a job that you find really rewarding. And you look forward to going every day. You do it for free, it's a gift. Every day is a gift. Those are the words to wake up from, right? Because you're like, it's so spacious. One time, okay, confession time. It's really cool how hot it is here. I think that's awesome, you know? Like, it's cool you guys all live here and you do things and you have like a theater from the 1800s, and then you have people come and perform here and you don't tell them how hot it's gonna be, and they kind of make fun of people for wearing shorts at night because that's a very specific type of alcoholism. Because that means at 4 p.m. you're so drunk that you're like, I don't think pants are in the picture tonight. And nobody tells you that you're in a heat dome, and even if they do, you're like, what is a heat dome? And they're like, you'll find out. Do you understand that that's real? That yesterday, the manager of the club was like, yeah, we're actually in a heat dome. And I said, what? He goes, a heat dome. I was like, did you say a heat dong? Because there's enough hot cock in this. Come on, fuck you guys, all right? God damn it. You have the gall to have all these chickens in this heat. And when I make a hot rooster joke, you're like, we get it, TJ. One time I had a dream where I almost hooked up with a different girl, you know, someone else besides Kate. It didn't end up happening. But I woke up and I felt really guilty. I did. I woke up and I was like, good morning, Kate, you look beautiful in the morning light. And she was like, thank you. And I was like, you want me to make you breakfast? Said, sure. I was like, I could run across the street and get that quinoa waffle mix that you love so much. You're like, what happened last night? But I think I was guilty because sometimes she gets mad at me for things that I do in her dream. Yeah? Like one time I was in the bathroom in the morning and she was like, are you gonna brush your teeth or are you just gonna stare at the sink all morning, okay? There are other people who wanna brush their teeth. By the way, we live alone. There wasn't like 2 guys behind her like, come on, man. Gotta go to work. Like our 2 cats were like, meow, 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 meow. Little Hello Kitty watch. I was like, what's wrong? She's like, you were so mean to me in my dream last night. We were at a party, and I couldn't find you, and you left without telling me. And when I finally found you, you were talking to some other girl under a tree. And then when I talked to you, you didn't even introduce me. I was like, that's all your fault. You guys ever have a dream? It's not a good dream, but it's not a bad dream. It's just kind of a mediocre dream, and it goes on for a really long time, but nothing really happens. Like you're driving, and you're a trucker, which you don't know how to, like, drive those trucks, but I guess you know. And you're like, this looks like Kansas, but there's no signs anywhere, you know? And you turn, there's a dog in the passenger seat, but it's not your dog, but you're okay with that for some reason. And then you have to go to the bathroom. So you pull over at a gas station, and you get out, and you look across the road, and there's a Wendy's. You're like, Wendy's always have clean bathrooms. And you don't do anything about it, but you just think it, you know? And then you realize the dog's gone, but you're like, not my dog, you know? So then you go around the outside of the gas station, but there's no bathroom. You're like, oh, this must be one of those gas stations where the bathroom's inside. So you go inside, but you can't find it. So you go up to the girl at the cash register, but she looks like one of your ex-girlfriends, but you can't figure out which one. So then you lean in, and it's all of them. And then you're on the beach. So you're on the beach now, okay? And you want to go swimming, but you don't have your swimming suit. But you look over, and there's this like store, and it says swimming suit store. And in real life, you'd be like, that's a stupid name. But in the dream world, you're like, that's informative. So then you go there, and you remember you still have to go to the bathroom. So you're looking for the bathroom, you can't find it. So you go up to the guy that works there, and he looks like your high school coach, but he has women's arms, you know? And you don't mention it, because you can tell he's self-conscious about it. Because he's like, oh, the bathroom? It's over there. It's all right. So then you go to the bathroom, but it's not a bathroom at all. It's actually your high school principal's office, but it's also your parents' bedroom, but it's neither, you know? And then you wake up. And the whole time you were waiting for something interesting or cool or funny to happen, but just like this joke, it never did. Oh, no, wait. You know what the worst thing is? You ever have a really, really good dream, like such a good dream, and then right before the best part, like just when the best part is about to happen, you wake up? Yeah? What do we all do? We try to go back to sleep to finish the dream. Guys, how sad is life that all of us are like, please, like... Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I really, really appreciate it, specifically because what you did is you ripped your attention away from these screens that I think are kind of ruining our lives. You know, don't you guess? Right? Right? Like, you're not on social media right now. You're off your phones. You're not in front of a screen watching streaming. Social media, I think, is so unhealthy that in a couple of years, we're going to look back at it like we look at cigarettes now. You know? You see somebody on social media indoors, you're like, take that shit outside. Keep it 15 feet away from the entrance. There are babies in here. Secondhand Snapchatting kills. TikTok tuberculosis. Even Instagram, the least evil of all of them, you're still just scrolling, looking at things. That looks like a lunch I wish I'd had. That looks like a relationship I would treasure. That looks like a vacation I'll never take. Just slowly getting unhappy and arthritis at the same time. And streaming is a drug now. It used to be cool, but now it's a drug. You know how we know? Because we binge, right? We binge watch. We watch one episode, then we watch another, then another, then another, and then we're done with the season, we're upset for 7 months. And then when the show comes back, you're like, they're still making that? And we have these streaming conversations, that's what I call them. You've had one recently, I'm positive, okay? They go like this. Oh my God, dude, I just finished Squid Games. Have you seen that? No, I haven't seen that. Oh, you gotta see it. Yeah, but you know what? I just finished the second season of Tiger King. Oh, you did? I haven't even seen the first season. You haven't seen the first season of Tiger King? No, I haven't. But I finally finished Ozark, the last season. Don't tell me anything. I haven't seen it. No spoilers, okay? Yeah. But you know what I actually watched was Making a Murder. Remember that? Have you seen that? No, I haven't seen that. Oh, you gotta see it. Yeah, but I've seen the Ted Bundy tapes. Have you watched that? No, I haven't seen that. But I finally watched the O.J. Simpson documentary. Oh yeah, the one with John Travolta? No, that's the series. There's a documentary. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're not talking about anything. We're just giving each other homework and feeling sad we haven't finished our homework. But Netflix has become this like pushy drug dealer. You're gonna watch, you watch one episode, Ozark, and then another, and then another. And you watch 8 episodes, then 10 episodes, then 15 episodes, and then you did it. It's done. You're finished. And then Netflix is like, oh, you done watching that? You're about to watch this in 5, 4, 3, 2, but I don't want to watch that one. You wouldn't trust a real drug dealer like that, right? Would you? Use that drug. You finish your obligatory marijuana cigarette. Okay, I'm done with this, so I'm gonna take off. He's like, oh, you done with the marijuana? You're about to do cocaine in 5, 4, 3, but I don't do cocaine. 1. Ah, let's watch the Mayans! Have you guys seen the Mayans? We talk about sleep a lot, right? And nightmares, good dreams, they're good, but I just think I love sleep. Do you guys love sleep? I love it. Isn't it amazing? Sometimes you'll have the best night of your life, making memories, all your best friends. But then the best part of the night, the best part, is when your head hits the pillow, right? And you're just like, sleep. Oh, there's only one thing better than that, okay? It's when right as you're about to go to sleep, you remember, oh my God, I don't have to work tomorrow. Isn't that the best? Is it? Yes! That's what death is. Death is just the longest, greatest sleep where you don't have to work tomorrow. Well, we've done a little philosophy. Let's do some circus. These are called cigar boxes. Yeah. This is a very rare form of juggling. You don't see it very often, in part because it's so difficult, but also because if you drop a cigar box, it makes a really sad sound for a juggler. Listen to this, ready? Isn't that sad? So if I drop a cigar box, I want all of you together at once to yell out, "That's okay!" It'll cover the sound of the drop, and it'll make me feel good. Right? Can you do it? That was pretty good. Let's do it again. Everyone do it together, right? Okay? So try and do it all together. That was perfect. So with cigar boxes, you can do middle box manipulation. You can do side box manipulation. Holy shit, did you see that? Were you there for that? Did you see that? You knew what's called takeouts? You can do takeovers. You can do tumbles. You do what's called a far side takeout. Holy shit, did you see that? Were you there for that? Balcony, did you see that? Okay, you can do a trick that's specifically designed for that girl. Or you can do the most difficult trick of all. In this trick, I'm gonna take this box with this hand, and this box with this hand, and I'm gonna switch the positions of the boxes while the middle box stays suspended in midair. And then I'm gonna catch the middle box with opposite boxes in opposite hands. It's called a double takeout. This trick is incredibly difficult. That's why I'm only gonna try it 3 times. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Hup. Hup. Ho. Hup, hup. Ha. Hup. I don't need to do that. I just saw it, I saw this Russian circus, and they're like, hup, 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 hup. Piece of shit Russians. Thank you. It's kind of not. Okay. Yes! All right. Let's talk about cats. Any couples that have cats? Anybody? You do? The two of you do? Of course. What's that? You guys do also, the two of you? Okay, all right. What are your names? Debbie?
Jason.
Jason! Awesome. Jason, how many cats do you have?
3.
They just looked at each other, I'm not joking, to try and remember how many cats they have. That's amazing. All right, 3 cats. And Jason, I have 2 cats. And I bet, Jason, that my cats' names are stupider than your cats' names. Okay? What are your cats' names? Sammy? Jason, I'm going to need you to talk to me. I'm going to need you to talk to me just because I'm talking to you. So, Jason, what are your cats' names? Sammy? Sammy, Lucy, and Willow.
Yes.
It's going to be close. My cats' names are Puffin and Geyser. So one's named after a type of bird, and the other's named after an aquatic phenomenon. Guess whose decision that was? So Jason, are you a cat guy? Do you like cats? You love cats. Okay. And Debbie, do you like cats? Absolutely. You both are big cat fans. And does it strike you as strange that you don't know how many cats you have? I mean, they both are like, we love cats. How many do you have? Please don't ask us their names. I'm not a big cat guy, because they're just roommates. And I can prove it. Jason, you ever pick up your cat and bring it over to watch TV with you on the couch? And then the cat just gets up and walks back to where he was. Like, I wanted to be over here. If I wanted to be over there, I would have walked over there. I literally have twice as many legs as you. That would be as weird as picking up your real roommate and being like, come watch football. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was in the bathroom. Whenever we come home, Kate always goes, Geyser, Puffin, we're home. But that's not like a dog. When you say that to a dog, the dog's like, oh, thank you. But the cats are like, yeah, we know. You just walked in the door. We're trying to fucking sleep, okay? We're trying to take a nap. But one time I came out, it was just me, and I opened the door, and I just was like, Geyser, I'm home. And he walked by me, and he just turned and went, she'll never believe you. I was like, what did you say, what? And she never did. No one does. Even you guys right now are like, but it's true, he talked. See, even now, you're not, he talked, he said that to me. He said, she'll never believe you, and then I never heard anything. I've told thousands of strangers about this, and not one person has ever believed me. It's like a prison. I'm living in a prison that my cat created for me. So Kate makes me treat them like dogs. Like, because I leave every weekend to do stand-up. This is what I love. I leave my house, I come to you guys, I make you laugh, lift you out of the tragedy that permeates our everyday life, and then I go. But every time I leave, Kate is like, TJ, Geyser's gonna miss you. Give him kisses. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give him kisses. And she's like, look at him, he misses you already. You know? And I'll look over, he's not even looking at me. He's just looking out of the window like, is this how I escaped the prison, you know? But I'm married, so I walk over and I pick Geyser up and I go, and the cat's like, fuck off of me, and runs under the table. And I'm like, see, Geyser doesn't like kisses, you know? And she says, My first cat, Topa, didn't like kisses in the beginning either. But after a while, she liked kisses. And I was like, you sick son of a bitch. Have you ever been to New York City? You guys ever been to New York? You have? You know what? So have you been to Manhattan? Amazing. Okay, there you go. Hi, Debbie. I'm TJ. Jason. Are these your friends? Your sister. Hi. Nice to meet you, TJ. And who's this? I don't give a shit about you. I'm TJ Wayne. Nice to meet you. So Kate and I want to invite you to come and stay with us in Manhattan for a few days. Would you guys be into that?
Yes.
Yeah? So it is. Jason, without looking at Debbie, was like, yes. So now we see they check with each other about how many cats, the names of the cats. But if I invite Jason and Debbie, Jason's like, fuck yeah. Well, that's awesome, yeah. And you guys could stay. We'll take care of all the food, the groceries. You don't have to pay rent or anything like that, okay? And Jason, sometimes I'll bring home little toys that jingle and jangle, and I'll throw them under the table and see if you like them, and if you don't, then I'll buy different ones, you know? Yeah, sounds good. But sometimes, Jason, when I'm leaving to go do stand-up, Kate will be like, TJ, Jason's gonna miss you. Give him kisses. And so I have to sort of, just kind of. What'd you think of that?
Get the hell out of my way.
But other times, I'll come home from doing stand-up and Kate will be like, TJ, Jason missed you. Give him kisses. And so I have to, you know, kind of. What'd you think about that?
All right.
So I think what we're finding is that in the beginning, Jason didn't like kisses. But after a while, oh, he'll like kisses. Give him a big round of applause, guys. Thank you for playing along, man. All right, guys, now it's time for trombone! I don't know how to play the trombone at all. I tried. It was really, really hard, you know. That's okay, because I'm not going to play the trombone. You are. What's your name?
I'm Lauren.
Lauren, I'm TJ. Nice to meet you. So, Lauren, have you ever played the trombone? It's good. I'm going to teach you how to play the trombone, okay? So, first things first, you're going to put this here. Yeah, and this hand goes here. Exactly. And that's the slide, okay? So, you're going to put this on your shoulder. So, don't blow into it yet. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to purse your lips together like this, okay? And the way you're going to play is by going like an elephant. Okay? Try that. Yes! I've been waiting for you. Lauren, what we're gonna do now is, you guys know what a rim shot is, right? You tell a joke, then ba-dum-bum, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do it with Lauren playing the trombone. So I'm gonna tell a one-liner, and then hopefully you guys laugh, and then I'm gonna look at Lauren, and Lauren, you're gonna play the motherfuck out of that trombone, okay? So I went to one of those Asian massage parlors. Yeah, it was a really good experience, because at the end, she gave me a handy man's phone number, and he came over, and he put up some art, and he fixed the banister, and then he jacked me off. Perfect! Whenever I meet twins, I always say, can I ask you a question? And invariably, one of them says, oh, what? If you pinch me, does he feel it? And I always turn to the other one and I go, no, but when he says something stupid, do you regret it? Lauren, I'm not asking you to judge the joke using the trombone. She maybe wasn't a fan because on that one she went, bro, bro, bro. Doing great. Women hate catcalling. That's why I scat call. I scat call, you know? See a lady, I'm like, ooh, girl, you the bippity bop bop scoobity doo wah. Shippity bop 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 hee bop bop boo. Beat a little bit. Hold on. Fair enough. You're right. I was doing one too many. That's right. Whenever I get a pocket dial, you know, and somebody accidentally leaves a message, like a 4 or 5 minute message, I don't know why, I listen all the way through the message. Like I'm a spy or something like that. Like I'm gonna hear them say something about me and then I'll know, you know. But it's never anything. It's always like my dad, I listen to the message, it's like, is that the exit? Oh, I go through the, okay. He's not my favorite son, but he's my only son. That was great. All right, one last one, okay? Now in this one, Lauren, I am going to tell the setup. So I'm gonna say the setup, and then you're going to play the punchline, all right? So listen to the setup, and then I'll point to you, and whatever you think is the funniest punchline, just play that using the trombone, okay? So I wanna give, what's that?
I have no control over this thing.
Okay. She said, I have no control over this thing. Well, I beg to differ, okay? So I want to give it up for all the ladies in the house tonight. Here's why. I feel like in this current climate, you might not feel very appreciated, but we do. We do appreciate you because we know what brilliant, bold, and beautiful individuals you are, and also kind. You're such kind creatures. And one example of this kindness, okay, is whenever a man is about to ejaculate, he thinks it's going to be this kind of geyser of masculinity, just this volcanic eruption of manhood. Blah! But more often than not, it's just a little. So, you know, sometimes I tell a joke and the girl will be with a guy who is kind of self-conscious about it. So to make him feel better, I'll be like, it's just a little. And then she'll like go, she'll be like. But the funniest one that ever happened, is I go, but more often than not, it's just a little. And she goes. So I don't really do any political humor. I don't think that that's what you guys come to see, you know? But I do have one political joke that everyone likes, everybody. Can I do it for you guys? Is that okay? Okay. So this is my impersonation of American politics, okay? Now, so I have a friend who's coming up, so please give a huge round of applause. Let's bring out my little friend, little Lawrence. Let's give it up. Come on now. Come on now. Pretty good show so far, huh? So I don't know how to do ventriloquism at all. I'm terrible at it. But for most of you, statistically, your eyes are drawn to the face of the dummy, right? So there's about 20% of you in here that are like, damn, he's good. So I got this little Lawrence, and Kate was like, you can't keep that in the house. And I was like, why not? And she's like, because it's creepy. And I was like, what if I showed you that it could do this? She was like, get it out of the fucking house. She goes, what are you gonna do with it? You don't know how to do it. And I was like, but you know that joke where someone in the audience is like, which one's the dummy? What if I was the dummy, right, and he was the ventriloquist? Then I can move my mouth, and he would just have to keep his lips as still as possible. This has been really a dream come true for me. Being here with all of you, and thank you, Lauren, for everything that you did. I'm such a good ventriloquist that I'm going to perform ventriloquism while drinking water. Thank you all for coming. I so enjoyed doing the Philosophy Circus for you.
You know what? I'm sick of it, okay? He's not even a real ventriloquist. Well, I am. So, bring me my little friend. Hello. I'm Andy Warhol. And I, too, am a ventriloquist. So bring me my little friend. Hello, I'm a squirrel. And I, too, am a ventriloquist. So bring me my slightly larger friend.
Well, I'm a donkey. And I am not a ventriloquist. Thank you very much. Pretty big. Yep. 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 In conclusion, I present the apple trick using fucking oranges. Thank you. Good night.